Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 7th of September 2023 and unfortunately guys, the global cryptocurrency market has not moved a lot, but if you look at the fear and greed index, it is extremely at fear right now, or rather it is only at fear, and there is a matrix that you can actually look at which actually tells you the number, and if you look at it right now, it is at 41, and based on the news that is going on right now in the cryptocurrency world, the crypto and fear greed index could definitely go ahead and change. So we'll definitely go ahead and look at what are the matrix that is taken. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on some of the matrix that is being used in order to create or find out the fear and greed index. Now listen guys, there is massive news circulating in the Bitcoin world that is regarding Bitcoin spot ETF. But what about an Ethereum spot ETF? And the news is that there is an Ethereum spot ETF and the application has been sent to the US Security and Exchange Commission, and this application is kind of like a partnership between ARK Investment, 21Shares and VanEck. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what that news is all about. And could this actually mean that Ethereum pumps towards the moon? I definitely do think so, but the cryptocurrency world is absolutely crazy, isn't it? So we'll definitely go and explore what that news is all about. Now guys, listen, earlier this year, Winklevoss twins, they actually mentioned via Twitter and they were definitely not happy with what Barry Silbert is doing. And the news right now is that Genesis is actually suing DCG and other affiliates for $600 million loans. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what that news is all about. And look guys, if this news escalates, which most likely it wouldn't, it'll have a negative consequence on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And guys, towards the end of the episode, I do have some update regarding the legend Sam Bankman-Fried. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what his future is. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is all the way from Abu Dhabi and it has to do with Standard Chartered Bank and looks like one of the digital asset which is backed by them called as Zodia Markets. They have received an in-principle approval as a crypto broker dealer in Abu Dhabi. So definitely positive news I guess. So we'll definitely go ahead and look at that. And the second news guys has to do with artificial intelligence. And the news is that Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence Accelerator program has attracted 615 startups from 55 countries. And look guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Dubai or UAE is one of the leaders in artificial intelligence, not just in the MENA region or Middle East, but probably in the entire world as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what that news is all about. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. So let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and Metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8 and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and Metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, Metaverse, and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they've replaced it with Web3, and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse, and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, Go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of today, guys, the global cryptocurrency market has marginally gone down and it is currently at $1.03 trillion. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down, but it is down by only 0.02%. But surprisingly, guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours is only at $26.87 billion. But there has been an increase of 9.03% since the last 24 hours. So it looks like, guys, a lot of shitcoins are definitely pumping up to the moon. Because if you look at the browser Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance BNB coin, it is definitely not impacted a lot. So we'll definitely look at that. But before that, guys, let's quickly run through the volume of DeFi protocols. Because unfortunately, guys, the volume of DeFi is ridiculously low. And it is only at $2.17 billion. And so far as the total value locked is concerned, it is at $37.92 billion. And Lido, guys, is still dominating. And the total value locked for Lido is $14.10 billion. And one metric, guys, which I'm really keeping an eye on is the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance. Now, since the last 24 hours, it has definitely bumped up. And decentralized exchange dominance is 13.55%. And as of today, guys, DeFi is accounting for 8.39% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see the news regarding Ethereum ETF, what kind of an impact it'll particularly have on DeFi protocols. Because to be honest, guys, a lot of the DeFi protocols do actually work on Ethereum, and because of that, I wouldn't be surprised we might see a temporary hike in a lot of the DeFi protocols that are currently working on Ethereum. Now, guys, let's quickly run through the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges. Now, the number one, guys, is no surprise. It is Uniswap, and its volume is $560.19 million. PancakeSwap is number second, and its volume is $238.73 million. Core Finance is at number third, and its volume is $95.29 million. Maverick Protocol, guys, is $86.36 million, and MetaTDEX at $31.2 million. Now, guys, in today's episode, let's quickly look at the volume of stablecoins. Because listen, guys, the volume of stablecoins is ridiculously low, and it is accounting for a higher percentage of the total cryptocurrency market volume. And what is a bit surprising, guys, but not shocking, is that via LinkedIn, I'm seeing so many posts regarding stablecoins, and everyone has become experts on stablecoins. And what they're actually saying is that stablecoins is the future of digital currencies, is the future of payments. Now, I partly agree to it, but when I look at the profile, they're definitely not aware of what Bitcoin is, and looks like they've just gotten into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. Now, one very important thing, guys, you need to understand, Bitcoin started as a movement towards separation of money and the state, so the transactions happen peer-to-peer, but stablecoins are just replacing the role of a bank, and stablecoin issuers are definitely acting as a bank. Because when you use stablecoins, your transactions can definitely be censored. Now, if you look at the volume of stablecoins, guys, it is at $25.71 billion, and it is accounting for a staggering 95.67% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, mind you, guys, when I'm looking at the volume of stablecoins, whenever I see a drastic volume, what I tend to do is I tend to look at the volumes via Explorer as well. And surprisingly, guys, stablecoin volume is definitely low, but it is accounting for a high percentage, which is definitely not ideal. Now, out of this $25.71 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $19.58 billion, Circle USDC is at $2.84 billion, and surprisingly, guys, the volume of TUSD or True USD has definitely picked up pace, and it is currently at $2.10 billion. So you definitely need to go ahead and check what TUSD is being utilized for. I'm pretty much sure a lot of the TUSD is utilized to purchase a lot of shitcoins, and that's one of the reasons why the volume has definitely increased. but the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance BNB coin is relatively the same. And surprisingly, guys, if you look at Binance BUSD's market cap, it is at an absolute downtrend and it is at $2.8 billion. I really wouldn't be surprised if Binance BUSD completely disappears, probably in a month's time. And the way it is going, I wouldn't be surprised if it disappears even sooner as well. Definitely scary. Now, guys, let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, Bitcoin's market cap yesterday, guys, was around the $500 billion mark, and I was contemplating if there is a possibility of Bitcoin's market cap to go below the $500 billion mark, and fortunately that thing did not happen. And right now, as of 7th of September, Bitcoin's market cap is at $501 billion. But look, guys, if there is any negative news, be directly connected or indirectly connected to any cryptocurrencies or even Bitcoin, I'm pretty much sure it'll have a negative impact on the market cap of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well. Now, if you look at Ethereum's market cap, it has definitely gone a bit higher, but it is still below the $200 billion mark, and as of today, it is at $196 billion. If you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, there is definitely not much which has happened. Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $12.6 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour volume is a little shy of $5 billion, and as of today, it is at $4.96 billion. The dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum is relatively the same. Bitcoin's dominance is 48.18%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is 18.90%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me quickly run through the market cap of Interoperability Protocol. And to be completely honest, guys, I personally haven't used any of these protocols, but if you're someone who's working in the DeFi space, if you're working with cryptocurrency exchanges, I'm pretty much sure you worked with this. So please go ahead and share your experience. And my big question to you guys is it something that an average person can actually use? Or is it something that is meant only for a tech geek or a nerd? So in the comment section, guys, make sure you go ahead and update with your user experience. Now, the number one protocol so far as the market cap of Interoperability Protocol is concerned is Quant, and its market cap is $1.21 billion. And if you look at the price, it is at $100.52. The second protocol, guys, is Moonbeam, and its market cap is $132 million. Look at the difference, guys. The first one is $1.21 billion, and the second one, called Moonbeam, it is less than $150 billion, almost less than 1/10, isn't it? And its market cap is only at $132 million, and the price of Moonbeam is 0.182 cents. The third one is Unify Protocol, and its market cap is $73.28 million, and the price of Unify Protocol is $9.83. Synapse is number 4th, and its market cap is $64.42 million, and the price, guys, is 0.43 cents. And finally, guys, at number 5th, we have a protocol called as ARC, and looks like, guys, this is not live yet, because if you look at its market cap, it is at $50.10 million, but there is no price attached to it. So it looks like it is a relatively new protocol, or maybe it is still in beta test. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, in today's episode, guys, I really wanted to touch base on a protocol called as Nexo, because to be honest, guys, they're definitely in the top 100. And what I'm really trying to understand since the last few months is most of the cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are in top 100 definitely should not even exist. And one of the protocols that I'm going to talk about is Nexo, because what they claim is they want to be the world's leading digital asset for institutions, and the ticker symbol for Nexo, guys, is NEXO, and it is currently priced at 0.589. So let me go ahead and briefly explain what Nexo is, and I'm not going to give out any financial advice. Make sure you do your own research. So today's episode, let me briefly explain what Nexo is. So let's start with the token supply, because Nexo's native cryptocurrency is called as Nexo, and there are 1 billion Nexo tokens in total, but currently, guys, 560 million of these tokens are already in circulation, and this fixed supply ensures scarcity and can potentially influence the token's value. And Nexo, guys, was founded by a team of experienced professionals: Costa Kanchev, who is the co-founder and executive chairman, Anthony Tranchev, who is the co-founder and managing partner, and Kalin Metodo, who is a CFA certified and is also the co-founder and managing partner. And looks like there's so many co-founders, isn't it? And their background, guys, is in finance and cryptocurrencies, which they claim adds to the credibility of the platform. That does not make any sense, but if you do want to go out and buy, let's say, Nexo, it can be purchased on various cryptocurrency exchanges, let's say Binance, Bitstamp, and even Uniswap. And because of the accessibility, guys, it does become easier to go out and acquire these tokens. Now let me go out and very briefly explain some of the unique features, because there are precisely 5 areas. So the first point is, guys, regarding its credit lines. And Nexo, guys, offers a service where you can use your cryptocurrency as a collateral to get loan in various fiat currencies such as stablecoins. So essentially, it's a quick and convenient way for crypto holders to access funds without actually selling their assets. And the second point is regarding earning interest, and Nexo allows users to earn interest on their crypto holdings, and they offer flexible terms, daily payouts, and don't charge fees for deposits, withdrawals, or even top-ups. And this, they claim, is a way to make your crypto assets work for you. And the third one, guys, is a Nexo trading platform. And what they claim is Nexo Pro is a trading platform that provides access to a wide range of cryptocurrency pairs for both beginners and experienced traders. And it offers various trading options, including spot and future trading, leverage, and order types as well. And the platform ensures liquidity by connecting to several top exchanges. And the fourth point, guys, is their crypto-backed credit card. So this is something really interesting, because what they claim is Nexo has partnered with MasterCard to create a unique credit card, and this credit card allows users to spend the value of the cryptocurrency holdings without having to sell them. So it essentially combines the benefits of cryptocurrencies with the convenience of traditional payment methods. And finally, guys, they have something called Nexo Prime, and Nexo Prime is designed for institutional investors and high net worthy individuals, and it provides tools for trading, borrowing, and lending and secure storage of digital assets, catering to the needs for larger investors. Now, so far as the security is concerned, Nexo places a strong emphasis on security, and based on the website, it says that they have a strong track record of never losing customer funds since the inception in 2018, and they use industry standard security measures such as two-factor authentication, also called as 2FA, and secure socket layers called as SSL encryption, and have partnership with reputable companies like Ledger and Bakkt to ensure safety of user assets. Now, so far as regulations are concerned, guys, Nexo holds numerous licenses and registrations with regulatory authorities, and this, guys, is a big question mark, isn't it? Because it looks like the founders go ahead and apply for it, and if the founders get declined, I'm pretty much sure they're going to sell their tokens, and the price of Nexo is going to dump as well. So it looks like there is definitely a centralized entity taking care of the license registrations and dealing and communicating with regular authorities as well. Now, what they claim, guys, is that they adhere to strict management practices, including over-collateralization of loans to protect their clients' assets and maintain a sustainable business model. And this regulatory compliance helps build trust with users, something which I definitely do not agree to. Now, all this thing being said, guys, Nexo has gained recognition in the cryptocurrency industry and offers a comprehensive suite of financial services for crypto enthusiasts and investors. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? Me personally, I definitely do not like this project. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, since the last 24 hours, there has not much happened so far as the price of Bitcoin is concerned, and it is currently at $25,728. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.19%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 5.34%. Ethereum, guys, is currently at $1,632, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally picked up pace at 0.04%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 4%. Now listen, guys, as and when mainstream media and social media tries to promote news regarding Ethereum spot ETF, it could have a severe impact on the price of Ethereum. But the cryptocurrency world is absolutely crazy, and to be honest, guys, I'm not seeing a lot of mainstream coverage on Ethereum spot ETF, so we'll just have to wait and see if mainstream media does actually go ahead and put out their own narrative and try to pump Ethereum. Now, so far as Binance BNB coin is concerned, the price is $215, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.18%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.54%. And look, guys, there is a very high possibility once Ethereum spot ETF is approved, who's to say that Binance BNB coin spot ETF will not be approved, or ADA spot ETF will not be approved. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the SEC does go ahead and react to this news. So the news that is circulating right now is that the CBOE, also called as the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, and they have an exchange called as BZX Exchange, and they have actually submitted filings to introduce an Ether ETF, and they are doing that in partnership with ARK Investment, 21Shares, and VanEck. And listen, guys, if this thing is approved, it will mark the first spot ETF for Ether ETF in the United States. Definitely a massive news, and the exchange, guys, officially initiated the review process by filing a document called as 19B-4, and they did that on Wednesday. Now, it's important to understand, guys, that they've gone ahead and submitted the application. Now, what the SEC needs to do is they need to go ahead and acknowledge that they have received the application, and upon acknowledgement of these filings, the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission has 240 days, and that is the kind of countdown for the final decision. Now, this does not necessarily mean that the Ethereum spot ETF or Ether spot ETF will be approved. It just means that they have 240 days to go ahead and make the decision. And CoinDesk article does actually state that what they have done is they have taken Coinbase, and Coinbase will actually act as a surveillance sharing partner for both products, that is Bitcoin spot ETF as well as Ethereum spot ETF. And Coinbase is expected to play a similar role as they're planning to do with Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? Does this mean that Ethereum will be heading towards the moon? Ideally, news such as this is definitely bullish. Now, guys, let's discuss some drama. And to be honest, guys, this drama between Wilton Wostrin's and Barry Selbert has been going on for almost a year now. And the news right now is that Genesis Global Capital has submitted legal document asserting that Digital Currency Group, or DCG, has outstanding debts of over $600 million, and this includes $500 million from a very specific loan and an additional 4,550 Bitcoin, which is owned by DCG International. And the pair of filings on Thursday alleges that DCG borrowed up to $500 million across 4 different loans from Genesis going back to 2022, while DCGI borrowed 18,697 Bitcoins in 2019. Now, guys, it's really important to note that Genesis did actually file for bankruptcy earlier this year, and they actually alleged that in its Wednesday filing that DCG and DCGI are wrongfully in possession of property belonging to Genesis Global Capital bankruptcy estate. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to Winklevoss Brother Twins Twitter account. And earlier this year, he definitely put out a very aggravated letter addressed to Barry Selbert, where he actually accused Barry Selbert of stealing their funds. And there is a lot of history and drama going on. And guys, listen, you need to understand that Barry Selbert is the CEO and founder of Digital Currency Group. And here's the interesting bit, guys. DCG Group's biggest revenue generator is digital asset manager Grayscale Investment. And surprisingly, what happened earlier today is that Akram International did actually put up a tweet where they actually identified that Grayscale is the second largest Bitcoin entity globally, and at this point of time, they hold roughly around $16 billion worth of Bitcoin. And look, guys, this news is definitely unfortunate, but to be honest, guys, if you know the history, it is definitely not surprising. So let me go ahead and explain the situation that actually involves Genesis Global Capital and Digital Currency Group. So firstly, guys, Genesis Global Capital is a cryptocurrency lending company that provides loans and other financial services in the crypto space, and Digital Currency Group is a major player in the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry, and it operates as an umbrella of organizations for various cryptocurrency related companies, including Genesis Global Capital. So let me go ahead and briefly explain the whole drama between the loans and disputes, because what happened is that Genesis Global Capital has filed 2 lawsuits against Digital Currency Group and its affiliate, and Digital Currency Group International Investment also. And these lawsuits, guys, are related to loans that were extended by Genesis Global Capital to Digital Currency Group and also to Digital Currency Investment Group. And in the first case, guys, the Genesis Global Capital loaned a substantial amount of Bitcoin to Digital Currency Investment Group in June of 2022, and the loan had a fixed term repayment which was actually set to 11th of May 2023. However, guys, not all of the loan of Bitcoin were repaid as agreed. And in the second case, guys, what happened is that Genesis Global Capital provided Digital Currency Group with a loan totaling $500 million in 2022, and these loans were set to mature in May of 2023. But what happened is that a dispute actually arose when Digital Currency Group attempted to convert these loans into a different type, a move that Genesis Global Capital definitely disagreed with. So what you need to do is, guys, go back to the tweet that Winklevoss Brother tweeted, because he was absolutely angry and furious with Barry Selbert. Now, so far as the mediation and ongoing negotiation is concerned, both of these disputes went through a mediation process where both parties attempted to reach a solution, and at this point of time, negotiations are still underway, indicating that the parties involved are actively seeking a solution to these disputes. But unfortunately, guys, Genesis Global Capital declared for bankruptcy in January, signaling its financial difficulties, and this bankruptcy came after it had already suspended withdrawals and new loan activity and even laid out some of the staff. And as part of the bankruptcy proceedings, they actually owed a substantial amount of money to its top 50 creditors, totaling $3.5 billion. And these creditors are individuals or entities with whom they actually owe money. Now, so far as Digital Currency Group's agreement in principle is concerned, guys, Digital Currency Group appears to have reached an agreement in principle with some of Genesis Global Capital's unsecured creditors, and this agreement aims to return a significant portion of the funds owed to these creditors. However, it's worth noting that not all parties involved, including the ad hoc creditors committee and even cryptocurrency exchange Gemini, have supported this agreement. So essentially, guys, the resolution is still in process, and the most recent development does actually indicate that the digital currency group has agreed to pause legal actions while they work in formalizing agreement with Genesis Global Capital. And this agreement, once documented and approved, could lead to the distribution of funds to Genesis Global Capital creditors and potentially contribute to the recovery of a substantial portion of their own funds. So essentially, guys, in summary, these legal disputes and bankruptcy proceedings involve complex financial matters in the cryptocurrency industry, isn't it? While there are ongoing negotiations and potentials for resolution, the outcome will actually depend on the agreement reached between parties and the decisions made during the bankruptcy process. And look, some are actually saying that if you actually go to Barry Silbert's past history, he has a phenomenal track record working in the bankruptcy field. Now, could it be possible that he's using all his expertise and looking at the loopholes? I definitely do think so. Now, guys, let's look at the Fear and Greed Index. And to be honest, guys, this number keeps on changing, probably on an hourly basis. And while I was preparing for this podcast, the number was 41. And at this point of time, guys, the Crypto and Fear Index shows as fear. Now, it could be possible that when you're listening to the episode, the Fear and Greed Index would have changed. So what I'd really recommend you to do is you can look at Fear and Greed Index on different platforms. The one I tend to look at is alternativeinvestment.me or even CoinMarketCap, guys. They have a different matrix. So let me very briefly explain what is the Fear and Greed Index, because the Fear and Greed Index is essentially a tool used to gauge the emotion and sentiment of participants in the cryptocurrency market, and it revolves around bitcoins and other cryptocurrency as well, and it measures the degree of fear or greed among investors and provide a numerical value from 0 to 100. So let me very briefly run through what does this mean. So whenever you see a number, let's say from 0 to 25, it means extreme fear. When you see a number 26 to 50, it means fear. And right now it is at number 41. But if you see a number, let's say 41 to 49, it does actually mean neutral. When you see greed, it means 51 to 75. And finally, guys, when you see 76 to 100, it means extreme greed. So these are, guys, some of the numbers. And in essence, guys, the Fear and Greed Index does actually aim to help investors make more informed decisions by providing insights into the emotional state of the market. And when fear is high, and if you're a risk taker, it might actually be a good time to consider buying. And extreme greed could actually signal caution and potential selling opportunities, because at that point of time, your price is extremely high, isn't it? However, guys, it's really important to note that when you're using this index, make sure that you truly understand the different tools for making investment decisions, and also consider other fundamentals and technical factors as well. Now, guys, let me quickly run through a minor update on the legend Sam Bankman-Fried, and the news is that the appellate judge has actually denied Sam Bankman-Fried's request for immediate release from jail, and the former FTX's CEO lawyers have petitioned the court for temporary release. Now look, guys, one thing which I do not like, and this is more to do with people's behavior in the cryptocurrency space. While Sam Bankman-Fried was actually doing good, and when FTX were on top of the game, people were actually idolizing Sam Bankman-Fried, and they were calling him a genius. And the moment they identified as fraud, people tried to bash him, and a lot of very same people who actually used to post great things about Sam Bankman-Fried, and the moment they find out about the fraud, what they are actually saying is that they always knew that he was a fraudster, and that is something which I definitely do not appreciate. But nonetheless, definitely unfortunate news, not just for the cryptocurrency space, but even for the fintech world as well, isn't it? And guys, so far as the news and update is concerned, the motion from Sam Bankman-Fried lawyers will now go to a 3-degree panel with less than 4 weeks before the former FTX CEO criminal trial is set to begin in New York. And listen, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if actually Netflix is actually present in that, and they try to make a documentary and a series of episodes. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if the series does actually start with CZ's tweet. That'll be a brilliant way to start the series, isn't it? So those are the news, guys. I'm Crypto and Coffee 88. Now let's quickly look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is Standard Chartered backed digital asset platform called Zodia Markets receives in principle approval as a crypto broker dealer in Abu Dhabi. So let me go ahead and very briefly run through what that news is all about. Because now, guys, Zodia Markets, because they have received an in-principle approval, also called as IPA from Abu Dhabi Global Market, they can commence regulated activities as an OTC broker-dealer in virtual assets. And guys, Zodia Market is a Standard Chartered-backed digital asset platform expanding into the UAE, and the move is in response to UAE's emergence as a digital asset hub providing institutional investors in the Middle East and Africa with access to the asset class. And Saleh Mohammed Al Dawi, the CEO of ADGM Authority, welcomed Zodia markets to the ADGM ecosystem and highlighted the region's supportive regulatory environment. And Andrew Price, the Chief Compliance Officer of Zodia markets, praised Abu Dhabi's forward-looking virtual asset regulatory framework. And look guys, this news might seem to be absolutely positive, not just for Abu Dhabi, but for United Arab Emirates and the Middle East region as well. And Usman Ahmad, the CEO of Zodia Market, expressed excitement about the opportunities in the Middle East and the company's commitment to maintaining high standards in digital asset trading. And Zodia Markets, guys, is an institutional-first digital asset marketplace, and it aims to provide a familiar and trusted trading environment for corporations and institutions entering the digital assets market. And Zodia Market is backed by SC Ventures, the innovation and venture unit of Standard Chartered and BC Technology Group. And Abu Dhabi Global Market, guys, as we know, is the international financial center of Abu Dhabi, and they were established in 2015. And Abu Dhabi Global Market, guys, serves as the strategic link between the Middle East, Africa, South Asia, and the global financial world, and it operates under an international regulatory framework based on English common law. And Abu Dhabi Global Market encompasses Al Maria Island and Al Reem Island as well, and they are designated as financial free zones of Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi Global Market, guys, is now a preferred international financial center in the Middle East and Africa region, and it is known as the largest fintech hub in the MENA region as well, that is Middle East and North Africa. And Abu Dhabi Global Market fosters a diverse and inclusive business ecosystem, attracting global financial and non-financial institutions, and the region, guys, leverages synergies between Abu Dhabi Global Market and multiple jurisdictions, positioning itself as a well-governed financial hub. And Zodia Market's approval by Abu Dhabi Global Market, guys, strengthens its position in the global digital asset landscape, facilitating institutional access to digital asset trading in the Middle East. So definitely a powerful and beautiful news. But listen guys, right now, UAE is definitely turning out to be a red ocean, which means that there's going to be stiffer competition, but definitely a very positive news. Now guys, let's discuss second news, and that is to do with artificial intelligence. And the news is that Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence Accelerator program has attracted 615 startups from 55 countries. So let me very briefly run through what that news is all about, because these program guys were launched earlier this year by the Dubai Future Foundation, and 30 startups have been selected to participate in the 8-week Accelerator program. And the goal, guys, is to develop innovative AI solutions for government and media sectors at Area 2071. And this Accelerator, guys, is a collaboration between DCAI, that is Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence, and Dubai Future Accelerator, and it is an initiative by the Dubai Future Foundation. And the program, guys, focuses on addressing challenges in government services and media and communications using artificial intelligence. And the Dubai Center for Artificial Intelligence, guys, was initiated by His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum with the aim of making Dubai a global leader in deploying artificial intelligence in the public sector, and it aims to empower startups and entrepreneurs worldwide, contributing to Dubai's leadership in using future technology. And the Accelerator program, guys, have received international interest and represents an innovative model. And there are two programs. The first one is Future of Generative Artificial Intelligence in Government Services, and the second one is Future of Generative Artificial Intelligence in Media and Communications. And the Government Services program aims to enhance efficiency and quality in government services using generative artificial intelligence, and it focuses on refining existing services, creating new ones, and enabling government employees to use artificial intelligence tools as well. And the Media and Communications program aims to streamline media content creation, distribution, and personalization using artificial intelligence, and it aims to assist advertisers in maximizing the return on investment through artificial intelligence-based strategies. And these program, guys, offers opportunities for entrepreneurs to expand the business in various sectors and markets, and participants can collaborate with government entities and even connect with global experts. And projects, guys, will be evaluated by a specialized committee of AI experts, and successful applications will be invited to Dubai to work closely with government agencies on project development and implementation. So definitely a powerful and beautiful news. So those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain TXP. And in case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and guys, also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, we have an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Dan who asks, do you think an Ethereum ETF and XRP ETF will be approved faster than, let's say, Bitcoin ETF? Unfortunately, Dan, I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think so as long as the left-leaning administration is in charge and the US Security and Exchange Commission head, that is Gary Gensler, is in place. Most likely, we may not see any spot ETF. We definitely will not see an Ethereum spot ETF because listen, Gary Gensler is a massive advocate of Bitcoin irrespective of what cryptocurrency influencers talk about or bash Gary Gensler. He's a massive advocate of Bitcoin actually. And if you go to YouTube and if you look at MIT courses, Gary Gensler was one of the guys who used to actually educate people on Bitcoin and blockchain. Now that thing being said, he's definitely not a massive advocate of Ethereum and other protocols. Now keeping all these things in mind, I definitely don't think so that an XRP or Ethereum ETF will be approved, let's say Bitcoin Spot ETF. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, Dan, a few weeks ago I did have an interview with James Butterfield, who is the head of research for CoinShares, and to be honest, he's an absolute expert in the ETF game, and we actually went in and discussed what is it that is actually taken into consideration when an ETF, or more precisely a spot ETF, is going to be approved, and there are various factors that are taken into consideration. And we also went ahead and discussed if it is already priced in, keeping in mind there are so many applications and the possibility of getting an approval is high only because of BlackRock. But going back to your question, Dan, no, I don't think that an Ethereum ETF or XRP ETF or maybe a Cardano ADA ETF and truckloads of other spot ETF will be approved before Bitcoin Spot ETF. And one thing which I actually discussed with an episode with James Butterfield is most likely, as long as the left-leaning administration is in charge, we might not even see a Bitcoin Spot ETF. But let's say in 2024 in US, and if President Donald Trump gets re-elected or another Republican candidate gets re-elected, then there is a much higher percentage of chances for a Bitcoin Spot ETF to be approved. And after that, let's say one Bitcoin Spot ETF is approved, a plethora of other Bitcoin Spot ETF will be approved. And once that thing is approved, I'm 100% sure Ethereum Spot ETF will be approved. But the big question is regarding XRP, because at this point of time, the SEC is still fighting back regarding XRP, and they are trying to deem it as a security. So it's going to be really interesting to see the narrative of politics and how they impact the decision making on spot ETF. So definitely a brilliant question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And now the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.